Some people would ghost their own birthday party without losing a single minute of sleep. Others would show up, stay the whole time, and spend the entire drive home wondering when they can do it again. We're ranking all 16 MBTI types on two things: how much the social energy cost of being the center of attention actually costs them, and how much obligation, guilt, or genuine love of people overrides that. 3 tiers, 16 types. If you're new here and don't know your MBTI type yet, check out the free quiz linked in the description below to find yours. Then jump back in to see where you land on our ghosting scale. Drop your type in the comments once you know. This first group belongs to what I'd like to call the life of the party. These personality types don't just tolerate the party, they need it. The social energy cost for them is practically zero, and the idea of ghosting their own birthday is genuinely confusing. Beginning our list at number 16, ESFP. The party doesn't start until the ESFP arrives, and it certainly doesn't end until they say so. For an ESFP, a birthday isn't an obligation to manage, it's a high-voltage fuel source. Ghosting their own celebration makes zero sense in their reality. Why walk away from a room full of people dedicated to giving you energy? They are the absolute last ones standing at 2 a.m.
Number 15, ESFJ. For the ESFJ, a birthday party is pure relational confirmation. Every guest in the room represents a bond maintained and a community nurtured. Because their social battery charges through high warmth connection, their social energy cost stays low. Leaving early would mean cutting off the very thing that feeds them. They'll stay until every single hug is given. Number 14, ENFJ. ENFJs are social conductors. While their obligation threshold is exceptionally high, they stay primarily because managing the room's emotional temperature gives them purpose. They're constantly tuning in to everyone else's comfort, making sure no one feels left out. It takes effort, but their genuine love for collective harmony keeps them glued to the room until the final guest leaves. Number 13, ESTP. ESTPs don't endure a party, they cause it. An ESTP doesn't experience the center of attention as a cost, but as an arena. They show up, spike the room's energy, and keep things moving. They won't ghost because they're having too much fun steering the momentum. They'll be at the after party before the main event even wraps up. Number 12, ENFP. ENFPs treat their birthday as a spiritual gathering of their favorite humans. Their emotional excitement keeps their battery running hot for hours. The only reason an ENFP leaves is if they literally crash from physical exhaustion. Until that battery suddenly hits zero, their authentic joy keeps them anchored in the middle of the crowd. Number 11, ESTJ. ESTJs approach their birthday with structured enthusiasm. They enjoy being recognized for their hard work and appreciate a well-executed event. Because they usually helped orchestrate or approved the timeline, they feel a sense of pride in seeing it through. Their high sense of order means they'll stay right on schedule through the last item on the itinerary.
Now we move down the list to the types where the math starts to break down. We're calling them the duty-bound. The types coming up didn't necessarily stay because they were having the time of their life. For some, staying was a masterclass in pure willpower. For others, the mental exit strategy was plotted before the cake was even cut. These types want to ghost, but their obligation threshold holds them hostage. Duty, guilt, or respect for their guests keeps them pinned to the room, counting every single minute. Number 10, ISFJ. ISFJs spend most of their own birthday hosting rather than celebrating. Their hosting instinct is so hyperactive that they'll run themselves ragged, ensuring everyone else is fed and comfortable. Their social energy cost is high, but their obligation threshold is nearly unbreakable. They would rather suffer intense exhaustion than risk making a guest feel underappreciated by sneaking away. Number 9, ENTJ. ENTJs treat their birthday party like a strategic project. They've managed the logistics, organized the layout, and established the agenda. They won't ghost because leaving an event they oversaw feels like poor leadership and bad execution. They stay to ensure the ROI on the gathering is maximized, running the floor like a high-end corporate networking session. Number 8. ENTP. ENTPs stay at their own party for one specific reason: novelty. The moment they get pulled into a chaotic, intellectually stimulating debate in the kitchen, they completely forget it's even their birthday. They aren't held back by guilt, but by intrigue. The duty-bound label applies loosely here. The ENTP simply turns their party into a platform for debate and hangs around as long as the conversation stays interesting. Number 7. ISTJ. For an ISTJ, attending their own birthday is a matter of protocol. They have a strict internal blueprint of social etiquette. You invite people, you receive them, you express polite gratitude, and you conclude the event cleanly. Their social cost accumulates steadily, but their sense of duty keeps them locked in place until the socially acceptable cutoff time hits. Number 6. ISFP. ISFPs prefer small, intimate interactions over room-wide attention. Standing in the spotlight feels uncomfortable, pushing their social energy cost into the red. However, their deep empathy prevents them from ghosting. They don't want to hurt the people who showed up for them, so they stay, quietly anchoring themselves to one close friend in a corner to ride out the noise.
Number 5. INFJ. INFJs are warm, deeply caring, and utterly exhausted by large group dynamics. At their own party, an INFJ runs continuous background processing on every dynamic in the room. Is Marcus feeling left out? Did Sarah like the food? They stay because the thought of causing offense by leaving gives them profound anxiety. But by the last hour, while their body is still standing in the living room, their mind has long since retreated home. We have arrived at the final tier, the ghosters. For these 4 types, the social energy cost of being the center of attention is exorbitant. If you removed social pressure and guilt from the equation, these are the types who wouldn't just leave early, they'd vanish into the night without leaving a trace. Before we reveal our top 4 birthday ghosters, take a quick second to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out a ton and ensures you don't miss our weekly personality breakdowns. Now, let's look at the worst offenders. Number 4. INFP. INFPs love the idea of a birthday, the romantic sentiment of being valued by those closest to them. But the reality of high-volume social performance is a completely different story. Being forced to react enthusiastically to opening gifts in front of a live audience, fielding continuous small talk, and absorbing the emotional energy of a crowded room drains the INFP battery faster than almost any other type. They last longer than the INTX types only because the deep emotional meaning of the day keeps them tethered to the room. But once that emotional threshold is spent, their system overheats. They don't make a scene or throw a dramatic exit. They gracefully slip away to a quiet room to decompress, leaving their guests to wonder where the guest of honor went. Number 3. ISTP. The ISTP is the absolute master of the unannounced Irish exit. Unlike other types who battle internal guilt or complex emotional rationalizations, the ISTP operates on pure practical friction. They showed up, ate the food, made brief appearance-level contact, and fulfilled their baseline requirement. Once the sensory overload of a loud room peaks and the conversational value drops, their internal compass points directly to the nearest exit. They don't hate people, nor are they trying to be rude. They simply lack the performative social programming that tells them a host has to stay until the end. If a party stops being useful or engaging, staying feels illogical. They vanish mid-conversation, and by the time anyone notices, they're already halfway home.
Number 2. INTJ. The INTJ's exit is not an emotional impulse or an accident. It is a cold, calculated efficiency maneuver. The INTJ usually plans for their birthday with structured intent. They arrive, greet the necessary parties, participate in the core ritual, and monitor the room. But around the 45-minute mark, the INTJ's mind runs an automated audit. The primary objective of this gathering has been achieved. The utility of my continued presence has hit 0. For an INTJ, remaining in a room full of small talk past the point of diminishing returns is an inefficient use of energy. They calculate the social energy cost, realize it yields no further value, make a brief strategic exit statement to the nearest person, and execute a clean, quiet withdrawal. And finally, topping our list at number 1, INTP. The INTP takes the #1 spot as the ultimate birthday ghoster, and what makes them unbeatable is that they don't even feel bad about it. For an INTP, being the designated center of attention is a cognitive nightmare. Performing emotional enthusiasm for gifts, answering the same superficial questions 12 times in a row, and enduring endless small talk requires a massive expenditure of social energy for zero theoretical return. If zero social consequences existed, the INTP wouldn't just leave their birthday party early. They would run a rapid rationalization model at 7:30 p.m., decide that the friction of going outweighs the benefit of staying home, and simply never show up in the first place. If they do show up, the moment their focus drifts toward an internal problem or a subject they actually care about, the room around them ceases to exist. They will walk out the front door, get into their car, and drive away without a second thought. The math said go home. The math is never wrong. So, where did your type land? Drop it in the comments and be honest. Have you ever ghosted your own birthday or quietly wished you could while smiling through the whole thing? And here's the real question worth debating. Do you think the types at the top of this list are actually happier at parties, or do they just have a higher tolerance for something that doesn't bring them as much as they think it does? Because that's a conversation worth having. If you enjoyed this, like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. We do this every week. And remember, there's nothing wrong with leaving your own party early. There's also nothing wrong with being the reason the party started in the first place.